Thank you. Dzień dobry. I'm afraid my Polish is limited, but I hope I can learn it one day. I always love to come to Warsaw or Krakow. Hopefully next time we can meet in person. But hello everyone. I'm Dana Muntan, a client partner at Workplace from Facebook. And over the next 25 minutes, we'll be discussing the remote working, specifically how to create and organize a virtual office with Workplace from Facebook, and how to build effective relationships with your employees whilst working remotely. We'll also be discussing the key trends that we see impacting the world of work today, why Facebook believes that bringing connection to your organization is critical, and finally, what Workplace is and how our clients are using our solution to connect everyone during this pandemic. I don't want this to be a monologue, so please feel free to ping your questions, feedback anytime. I'm happy to answer them. So let's go. Okay, so probably for most of you in this room, it will come as no surprise that the world of work has fundamentally changed, with remote working become more and more prevalent as technology improves. As Michael Dell stated, technology now allows people to connect anytime, anywhere, and to anyone in the world, from almost any device. This is dramatically changing the way people work, facilitating 24/7 collaboration with colleagues who are dispersed across time zones, countries, and continents. And this digital collaboration has become even more important than ever in the last 4 months. The spread of COVID-19 has accelerated the move to work remotely for businesses around the globe, making the way that they respond to going remote and facilitate remote working top priority. With that in mind, what is Workplace? Workplace is a communication and digital collaboration tool that connects everyone in your company, even if they are working remotely, using familiar features like groups, chat, video calls, and live video broadcasting to get people talking and working together. Combined with the best-in-class enterprise features and integrations such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Okta, and ServiceNow, for example. Connecting people is our DNA. At Facebook, we connect over 3 billion people every day. This means we can take the best learnings and coding from the consumer side of our business and apply it to Workplace. That means that we are able to offer a modern, seamless, and interactive way to connect everyone in your organization. I'm very excited to see how our roadmap at Facebook is evolving around virtual reality, VR, artificial intelligence, AI, things that will completely redefine the way we communicate at work and will help us share and experience it in such a much richer way. For instance, our customer Walmart is using Workplace and Oculus VR headsets to train all their employees, no matter where they are. And they can be in a warehouse or they can be at their homes. And another customer, NHS, which is the British public health provider, is using video chat on portal devices to help care home residents connect in this time of crisis. Even though remote working is now the new normal and the trend will more likely continue post-pandemic, nobody actually wants to be a remote worker that is distant from their team and unable to communicate effectively. So it's incredibly important for remote workers to be connected, especially during something as uniquely impactful as the coronavirus pandemic. As our VP, Julian Codornio, said, technology can help minimize disruption to operations by keeping employees connected, regardless of where they're working. And I think now this is more relevant than ever. But before we move on, I'm sure you all want to know how Facebook leaders are using Workplace, especially in these unprecedented times of remote work. The key is staying connected. So what do? We do live Q&A sessions with site directors and leaders. And I think these are particularly super impactful and important for every single employee at Facebook. It allows us to connect directly with our leaders and really understand what's top of mind for them. How can we contribute better, and how can we drive impact whilst working in these unprecedented times? We can ask questions, post comments, feedback in real time, and engage with our colleagues while watching that live with our top leaders, sharing their vision, sharing their strategy for the new times. Video updates on how senior leaders are working from home. These are quite cool as well. As you can see today, I'm working from my kitchen. It's very nice to see our leaders working from their kitchens, from their offices, living rooms, bedrooms. And that really brings that authenticity and that humble way of running our company by getting to know each other better at a more personal level as well. Virtual coffees and team building exercise, super powerful. For instance, after this digital event, I'm joining our team's weekly lunch. So every week we discuss different topics. This week we are going to discuss our favorite music. Last week we discussed our favorite books. But it means we can connect with everyone via workplace and really share our lunches together. Even if I'm working from Cambridge these days, someone is working from London, and it doesn't matter. The distance can be diminished and we can feel that proximity. Commenting on fun videos, participating in global challenges is another way to gamify this experience and to really build up the momentum. So you know that your employees are the front line of your business and can be your best advocates, providing that they are well informed and feel part of the organization that they work for. At Facebook, we aim to share information internally before it is shared externally. It makes us feel part of a community. It makes us be well informed before reading about a leadership announcement on social media or as the opening story on CNN. It also reinforces that leadership trusts us, that they respect us and treat us like adults. For example, Mark is committed to being a visible leader. Every week, he hosts a company-wide Q&A where we are encouraged to ask any burning questions that we have for him, no matter the subject or the sensitivity. Believe me, any question is asked there. And there were some really funny questions. And these questions are asked live or through an online poll. And the meeting is live streamed and shared for everyone to see, and is an incredible, effective way for us to stay connected as a company as we scale globally. Returning to the situation at hand, in order to raise and maintain leadership visibility, particularly during this extended period of company-wide remote working, such as this, we have implemented various internal campaigns. This include Failure Friday. This is my favorite. Basically what it means, every week a leader is sharing their failure story. Because we all know that behind those shiny success stories, there are lessons learned, there are failures that we can all learn from. And our leaders come to share their failures. For instance, last week, our head of engineering shared how he tried to launch a startup and why it didn't work out, and how he's applying those lessons to building workplace. So it's really an enriching experience, and it really brings that culture of being humble and learn from mistakes to life. Another initiative that I like a lot is live interviews with executives that I shared before, really being able to connect with them in real time and ask the burning questions. Top of mind animations. One day our VP asked everyone to share with a GIF how they're feeling today in this pandemic time. And it was amazing to discover different characters, different personalities in our team by the GIFs choice that they made. Another initiative that I encourage you to explore is to really build that culture of recognition, and you can use hashtags on workplace such as Thankful Thursday, as we are using. So every Thursday we thank our colleague that go above and beyond to succeed, to help us succeed. And these are just a few. So let me share with you 7 tips that I think are important during this time to really help you connect with everyone in your company. So getting information to the entire company through workplace groups. We are humbled to serve the World Health Organization, and their second most followed and popular group is actually the COVID-19 group. And as Carrie, their internal communications lead, said, it's become an easy to access channel for all their staff around the world to watch the daily press briefings, staff seminars, and to find relevant resources, while providing that open forum for staff to ask questions and receive real-time instant feedback. Another way you can use Workplace during these times is sharing updates through video and live broadcasting. So we covered this before. You can build a virtual office with live video. And just because people can come to your office doesn't mean the office can go to them. With live video on Workplace, you can broadcast to everyone in your team, group, or company from your phone, tablet, or laptop. And because everyone can take part in real time, they still get the feeling of being there, which is super important. Capturing people's attentions with video posts. According to Facebook research, video is 5 times more engaging than text or photos. So if you want people to pay attention to the latest health or travel advice, it's the only way to go. When you share videos on Workplace, you can also start conversations in the comment threads and get lightweight metrics through reactions and view counts, and really understand how your messaging is resonating with the audience. For instance, the Brazilian retailer Lojas Marisa has more than 300 stores and is using Workplace to keep their employees informed through a dedicated group. They share videos from their leadership as well as tips and information from a doctor, enabling their employees to ask questions. Ensuring all employees see company updates. And there are different ways to do it. For instance, the Sun Life Financial is using Mark as important to amplify and track employee engagement with important announcements for people in affected areas. Stanley Black & Decker has a pin post in the company news group, including a video from the chief executive. This post is the company's information hub for COVID-19 communications, and it's updated every day with new content and guidance. I see I received some comments in Polish. Maybe someone could help me to understand what the questions are. I'm happy to answer. Empowering employees to build communities, support each other, and share information. AirAsia is an airline in Asia and is using Workplace to communicate and motivate staff in order to keep productivity high. The People and Culture team in China started a hashtag Humans of AirAsia content series called Messages from China to showcase how employees are helping each other and their customers. The airline launched an employee appreciation campaign on Workplace where they awarded over 900 badges and received more than 500 comments. They also launched a hashtag Wash It Right hand washing challenge and a song request campaign to keep employees' spirits up. Taking the pulse through surveys. Another airline from Singapore this time, Scoot, has been using Workplace chat in combination with prep.io to send daily surveys via bot to select personnel in high-risk positions traveling to specific countries. In their messages, they've been checking up on staff welfare with nearly 100% response rate every day. According to Melissa, their HR specialist, they do daily COVID-19 declarations on health and safety with surveys to all staff using prep.io. And by using it, they are able to detect more at-risk employees, especially those that have been to Italy, Japan, Korea in the last 14 days. and allows them not just to identify them, but also give them a stay-home notice to them to avoid any chance of spreading the virus. How can you create a real sense of community in furlough? At Honest Burgers, they've always been advocates of workplace from Facebook. Honest Burgers is a British restaurant chain that gives burgers, obviously, and has about 35 different restaurants across the country. And right from the start, Workplace was been central to their Stay Connected strategy. And on the day when they had to announce that their restaurants would close, their founders Tom and Phil were on live video for Workplace to everyone at Honest, telling them exactly what was going on, exactly why it was happening. And 3/4 of the team were watching live, reacting and commenting in real time in a completely open dialogue with their leadership. With all the live content they've been doing, they've seen sometimes you don't need to have a long throughout comms plan. With Workplace, you just get on a live video and you reach people in real time. A lot of the feedback they've been getting has demonstrated a real humility and humanity of doing so. It's allowed their leaders to be sitting in their homes and communicating to their entire organization, removing any hierarchy. And here are some of the examples that they are doing during this time. So during furlough, that has an unlimited period of time where their employees don't work anymore, their staff engagement actually has grown organically, so much more than anyone anticipated. They were in the process of launching a new social initiative for their team called Honest Community, but with furlough, what could have taken a year to land has taken a month. What that means in practical terms is people are creating new groups, sharing content all the time, and it really allowed the business to look at what is important to them and what matters. And the main thing that has come out of this period is that the community is really important to people. As you can see from this screenshot, they have an entire schedule of the Honest Academy, Honest Army as they call it. So they've got a gamers group, they've got a beauty salon, they've got the Honest Pub where they host pub quizzes. There's guitar lessons, a bingo night. They've got the Honest Family Cookbook, where people have been sharing recipes and photos, all the things they've been cooking. And Tom, their founder, has been running twice weekly HIIT classes. And it's incredible. And what's incredible about it is that all these classes, all these activities are not run by external speakers, partners. They're all run by the Honest Burgers employees because the company really discovered new talents and hobbies that they share and they want to share with their wider team. And I think if there is one takeaway that you can take from this presentation today, is actually very well described by Daniel Davis, the engagement and communication manager at Honest Burgers, is that nowadays, especially when you have a highly frontline business, culture is not created on a spreadsheet or in a boardroom with a branding and marketing agency. It's actually defined by all your storytellers in your company. And when I say storytellers, I mean all the people that are sharing their stories in a genuine, authentic way. And those stories are actually shaping the culture and redefining it organically and authentically. And the last tip is integrating with bots to quickly and efficiently reach out to employees. So I'm going to show you again, Honest Burgers is a client I work closely with. So they developed this bot to communicate new policies to their employees quickly and efficiently. And they also encourage through this bot employees to leverage learning and development resources while they are not at the restaurant. Because they couldn't handle all the requests and questions as a team, using bots actually helped them to filter that information into their systems and to get really to disseminate information out to their teams, because before it was much harder, as Dab, their learning and development lead, is saying. And another way to really communicate and collaborate well, not only with your staff, but also with your key partners and stakeholders, is to use the multi-company groups for that. For instance, with Martina and the Fly on the Cloud team, we use the multi-company group to collaborate on different projects, and we also use the group to collaborate on this event. So especially nowadays, you can't really travel to meet your suppliers or partners, and you can use this digital space to do it, and it enables you to securely invite those external parties to join you on a workplace with access to groups, instant messaging, and file sharing. And none of the list, I know how important it is to have a central hub to get work done. And having multiple tools can be quite confusing for employees, but being able to integrate them all in one place can be very rewarding. So you can integrate the tools that you already use for virtual team management, like Azure ID, G Suite, or remote collaboration and productivity tools such as Jira, SurveyMonkey, Office 365, or file sharing and virtual office tools such as Box, Drive, Dropbox. Lastly, I wanted to share with you some resources that are available on the Workplace website and our remote working resource hub that will help you improve how you are working remotely and provide best practices for working at home. And I'm happy to share this presentation with you so you can have access to all these links and information. And I'm sure Martina will make that happen. So I'm going to end up here and would love to transform this into a conversation and see if there are any questions. Martina, can you help me with the translation with